Welcome back to another reaction for Mushoku Tensei Season 3 Episode 6.
ルーシーたん、パパでちゅよ。高い高い。
ああ、かわいい。笑顔のルーシーほど可愛いものがこの世に存在するのだろうか。この世に天使がいるとしたら、まさにこの子のことだろう。
Typical dad speak. I mean, insane.
なあルーデウス、お嬢様をあやすぐらい乳母。
Don't we know her?
私がやるよ。
俺の至福の時間を取らないでくださいよ、スザンヌさん。
ま、やりたいってなら止めないがね。
やりたくない男なんているんですか？
うちの旦那はやりたがらないね。
Why
イ
not?
モシーさん、父親としての自覚が足りないんじゃないですかね。ねえルーシー。
変わったね。
それにしてもスザンヌさんがシャリーアに越してきていたなんて驚きましたよ。
私もさ、まさかあんたが結婚して娘までこさえてるなんてね。
パーティーは解散したんですよね。
ああ。
So I'm assuming. Oh, right. You were with Homegirl that our guy had this interaction with. Right. Where's the lead? Were you not the leader?
私ら程度の実力じゃ一人いなくなると厳しいもんさ。
サラはどうなりました？
気になるのかい？
まあ少しは。
あの子はまだ冒険者を続けてるよ。
Okay.
会って話すなら早い方がいいよ。冒険者はいつ死ぬかわかんないからね。
That's true.
いえ、俺から話すことは特にはないので。
そうかい。
You did leave on very bad terms. But on the other hand, there's really not much you can really say. You could just make a healthy quit, essentially a healthy line in the sand of, hey, yeah, everything went bad. But, I'm doing good. I hope you are doing good. Just wanted to maybe hear how it's going, and if she needs help, that you are in Sharia and she can, I guess, come for help.
失礼します、ルーデウス様。奥様がルーシー様を気にかけているようでしたのでお連れしました。
母さん、今日もルーシーは元気ですよ。ルーシーはおばあちゃんが大好きでちもんね。
I mean, this has to be scary, right? Because she clearly is. She's thinking something, but we don't know what, because she's not talking. She seems to have. She seems to be able to take action, to do stuff. But because we can't communicate with her, no talking, no writing, she also does not seem to react really to what we are talking about. It is very hard to understand what is going on. She's like, because Lilia's like, hey, Ojo, my lady is concerned about Lucy, and it's like, okay, why? What's going on? You wanted to meet her?
ルーデウス様、失礼いたします。
よしよし、どうしたんだい？下汚しちゃったかな。お腹が空いたみたいだね。
もしかしてルーシーのお腹が減っていることに気づいたのだろうか。これも回復の兆候だとしたらいいことだ。
I mean, no, yeah. Again, if she was just non-responsive and she wouldn't do anything, it would be one thing. But she is reacting. She is doing stuff. It just feels there's this interface missing where we can communicate with one another, where we can understand what is going on.
今日の依頼引き受けてくれてありがとうございます。
他ならぬロキシーの頼みですからね。それにしてもラノア王女の護衛を任せられるなんてさすがロキシーですね。
いえ、たまたまですよ。
なんでも
Okay, Renoir. No idea, and they're talking about a princess. It's not our princess.
ラノアの王族は成人直前になると試練として旅に出ることを義務付けられているらしい。旅といっても国内の祠を回るだけだが、護衛は自分で用意しなければならないようだ。
So I'm guessing it's from. Oh, we are still in Academy City, right? Sharia, is that? Because the woman is settling down in Sharia. Is that also here? I don't know. We definitely did not bring our mom if we were on the way. Okay. They are talking about a princess, some kind of religious stuff. So we can assume it's from the religious city.
もともと護衛していた冒険者パーティーに病欠が出たんですよね。
はい、我々はその補充要員ということになります。
アリエル様も同行すると聞いたんですが。
なんでもラノア王女と交流を持ちたいとかで。
すごいですね。コネを作るためとはいえ魔物が出る森にまでついてくるなんて。
I mean, she does have protection.
私としては護衛対象の王族が2人に増えてしまったことの方が大変というか不安と言いますか。だからルディが来てくれて私は心強いです。
Isn't Sylvia also there? Because, you know, she's the god of
大船に乗ったつもりでいてください。
the princess.
頼りにしています。あら、もしかしてアスラ王国でも？
ええ、城の中に庭園がございます。
そういったことはどこも一緒なのですね。面白い。
なんだ貴様らは。名を名乗れ。
はじめまして、ロキシー・ミグルディア・グレイラットと申します。
ルーデウス・グレイラットです。
グレイス様、こちらがお伝えした王女様の護衛を務めていただく2人になります。
ああ、お前たちか。話は聞いている。私は騎士グレイスだ。今日はよろしく頼む。
他に冒険者の方々もいると伺っておりますが。
What? It felt like she was not necessarily happy. Or she was not content with them being there. Now, I don't know how strong Roxy would be in a fight against the knight. But I know Rudy could easily defeat her. Because he trained with his, now dead dad. And that was a fucking awesome fight, if you remember in season 1. And he is able to maneuver well with magic and keep his distance to fight. Now, granted, there are some, like the water style, I believe it was, that is pretty good against mages. But still. Now, question is, do they all know that he also is the husband of Sylvie? Because I would be a little bit scared of, hey, if there's a situation going on where I need protection, is he going to protect me or is he going to protect his 2 wives?
アマゾネスエースという冒険者パーティーだ。そろそろ戻ってくるはずだが。いい加減聞き分けな。
Is Sarah in there?
聞き分けろ？前のこと忘れたの？バカどもが余計なことするせいでティーナとメラニーが死にかけたんだよ。
私は絶対反対。
しょうがないだろう。そういう依頼なんだから。
変なの言えるぐらいなら私だけの方が絶対マシだって。
あんた一人に背中を任せられるほど私は自分の実力を過信しちゃいないつもりさ。
あんたもどんな相手とも動きを合わせられるようになんなよ。今はいいけど絶
I mean, I assumed this would happen as soon as they were like, oh yeah, there's another adventurer group, and they also, I mean, storytelling one-on-one. They mentioned her this episode, and it makes sense that we are going to come across her. Luckily, nothing really happened romantically, because, you know, it stopped before. So this would be like an, okay, you know, old acquaintance.
と同じ相手とパーティー組めるわけじゃな
Even though he wanted to kill himself. So, you know.
いんだからね。あんただったの。
誰？知り合い？
まあね。
I'm also... I mean, they don't know his name, maybe. But I totally forgot. He is famous. He is... People talk about him because he was supposedly single-handedly defeating a dragon. Who can claim that?
サラ、彼女のことを忘れることなどできないだろう。はすっぱで気が強くて、でも頭はそんなに悪くない女なのか。何度か一緒に依頼を受けるうちに、俺は彼女に惚れられた。惚れられていたんだと思う。対して俺の気持ちはというと、よくわからなかった。それを確かめる前に関係が進展し、終わってしまったから。そう、終わったこと。彼女とはもう二度と会うこともない。と思っていたのだが。
あいさ、サラ、そっちに2匹行ったぞ。
Did we introduce ourselves? Again, we have Rudius the Quagmire in our party. No introduction. Why are we even... Oh, she needs to go to the shrine. I was like, why are we even out here? Yeah. I mean, the whole arc, his whole ED arc, I feel like not many shows would go in that direction. But I feel like it was a pretty good vehicle for him to grow as a person. And to, you know, go back with Sylphie. Now, the anime, naturally, it's a lot easier to see that Fitz was Sylphie from the very beginning. But in the novel, it was a lot harder to identify. Because you should not forget, without pictures, and the novel introduced in the academy, you got introduced to a lot of new characters. There were a lot of new characters. You had the princess, you had Sylphie, you had, you know, the cousin, I forgot his name, the grey rat cousin, the two dogs, Bodyguardy, a lot of other people as well, Nanahoshi. So you did not really think about Sylphie at the time.
何時の求めるところに大いなる炎の加護あらん。勇猛なる灯火の熱さを今ここに。ファイアボール。小さなくすぶりが巨大なる恵みを焼き尽くさ。フレイムスロー。
I mean, she is King Class Water Mage. I'm assuming, I mean, at least intermediate in the other ones, I would assume, because she is like magic teacher. Now, naturally, Rudy could do his job here, but I feel like it would be better to let Roxy shine, because this is her job, essentially, and Rudy be on the backup, in case something bad happens.
そちらは問題ないですか？大丈夫。
Again, did we introduce ourselves? Did we make clear that Roxy is his wife? I mean, it's the same last name. And Sylvie is his wife. Because not that she's going to assume there could still be something going on or whatever.
やれやれ。いや、今回は楽勝だったね。
転移迷宮を踏破した魔法大学の教師。
Yeah. The teleporter labyrinth. Yeah, that was such a good time.
噂は本当だったようだな。
攻撃魔術と治癒魔術の配分感服しました。あんな風にきっちり実践できる人がいるなんて思ってもみなくて。よく言うよ。最初はこんなガキと一緒は嫌だとかのたまってたくせに。
生言っちゃってすみませんでした。
いいですよ。よくあることなので。
Which is so sad. She's so old as well.
ロキシーが周りに崇められている光景は見ていて心地いいものがある。
Shut up. Go pray to your panties.
なあ、へへ、あれ、俺の師匠なんすよ。
じゃあ、お姫さんたちが戻ってくる前に食事を用意するよ。
あのさ、ルーデ
俺が食事。
Come on. It's not hard to just have a conversation. I'm assuming that she also just wants to clear everything up. Just have a clean consciousness. Because again, she is an adventurer. And as an adventurer, I feel like you learn pretty fast to not have any lingering stuff happening. Because you don't know. You could die any moment. They could die any moment. So better to clear everything up.
戦闘では役に立ってないですし。
Why are you lying?
ないですし。しかし、任せてください。これでも料理は得意なんですよ。
昔の女か。お前は何があったか知ってるのか？
なんとなくは知ってるけど。
帰りも魔物と遭遇する可能性はあるんだ。しっかりしてもらいたいところだが。
And I mean, we clearly see that the more he pushes Sarah away, the more she's going to push towards him. This is not going to work.
手配はうまくいったのですね。はい。アリエル様のおかげでここの巡礼は楽しく終えられそうです。それは良かったです。
お姉様、よかったら道中で魔術を教えてくれませんか？
まあ構いませんが。
やったお姉様ありがとう。
お姉様というのは。
ああ、ロキシーの方との温度差がひどい。俺もあっちに混ざりたい。俺もロキシーからお兄様とか言われてみたい。
What's the... You're so... Sometimes you're weird with your fetishes.
ルディ、知り合いなんでしょ？せめて話ぐらいしたら？
いや、分かってはいるんだけど。
なんだか喉が渇きましたね。道中に黄色い実がなっていましたよね。わがま
What are you planning?
まで申し訳ありませんが、あれが食べたいです。取ってきてくれませんか？
わかった。取ってくるよ。
森の中を一人で歩くのはよろしくありませんね。
We should not forget she's a sadist. So...
ルーデスさん、ピッツ、ついていって差し上げてください。
これは気を利かせたという感じなのだろうか。
Is she...
けど。
いえ、ルディだけで十分でしょう。僕はアリエル様のおそばにいます。いいのですか？大丈夫です。彼なら逃げません。
ああ、そうか。俺は逃げていたのか。いつまでも逃げてちゃダメだよな。
ルーデスさん、よろしいですか？
はい。
Maybe she didn't plan anything nefarious, but I don't trust her. Now she's a sadist. She is a little bit weird. So this whole situation also with the priestess and going with her is probably something for the long con, maybe support whenever she goes back and wants to maybe fight for the throne or get rid of the people that got rid of her.
冒険者続けてたんだな。
それどういう意味？
カウンターアローが解散してさ、スザンヌとティモシーは結婚して冒険者を辞めただろ。パトリスも兵士になるためにアスラ王国に戻ったって聞いたから。
I'm assuming that she now understands, or she is now recognizing he knows what happened, so he probably met one of them.
サラはどうしてたんだ？
いろんなパーティーを転々としてたよ。けど永久になってからはずっと今のところ。
女ばっかのパーティーなんて初めて見たよ。
Oh.
低ランク帯だと結構多いみたいだけどね。C 級以上になってくると性別より実力を取るからそんなに見かけないかな。
Now, an all-girls party or woman party probably doesn't have situations where, you know, two of the party members try to hook up, maybe get married, maybe they split up again, and so you have a whole fallout.
私も入ったのは初めてだったけど、女だけだと利点も多いんだ。依頼人がひいきしてくれる場合もあるしね。
王女の護衛なら女だけのパーティーが適任だもんな。
何にせよ気楽だよ。惚れた晴れたで問題が起きたりしないしね。
Ooh.
あんたこそどうなのさ。
どうって？
結婚して子供もできて、奥さん二人と毎日よろしくやってるってスザン
Oh, she met Suzanne. Okay.
から聞いたよ。
それはごめん。
別に謝ってほしいわけじゃない。
サラ、謝ってほしいわけじゃないだろうけど、謝るよ。俺たち気持ちのいい別れ方じゃなかったからさ。
Yeah, you can say that.
突然会えても何話していいか分かんなくて。でも無視するのは良くなかった。ごめん。
だから謝ってほしいわけじゃないって言ってるじゃん。
隣に座っても
いいの？奥さんに叱られるよ。
好みを取って戻ったらすぐ説明するさ。
あの王女の護衛のあの子がそうだったんだ。
スザンヌから聞かなかった？
シルフィエットって名前だけだよ。でもそっか、ローリでね。
ロキシー、青い髪の魔族の人もね。
え、あっちも。
Which is crazy. I mean, he is, for some reason, he's gathering the exotic one, an elf or half elf, a demon.
でね。
ロキシー、青い髪の魔族の人もね。
え、あっちもなの？ロキシーって、前に言ってた魔術の師匠？
あ
あ。へ
Mm.
私さ、ずっとあんたに謝らなきゃって思ってたんだ。
謝るってサラが俺に？
うん。あんたと別れた後さ、あんたがその病気だったって知ったんだ。なのに私は自分ばっかが傷つけられたって思ってあんたを悪者にしてさ。もっと大人だったら気づけたのかな。あんたも死にたくなるぐらい傷ついてたこと。
Granted, she was young, and it's something you probably, I mean, she probably never knew this could happen. This was her first interaction with guy at all, after all. So it makes sense at the time as well that she did not handle it well. And I mean, Rudy did also not handle it well. He lashed out naturally, which then turned really ugly. And luckily, his bro was there, because otherwise that would have ended pretty badly.
ごめん。
今だからわかるんだけどさ。俺、多分あの頃、サラのことそんなに好きじゃなかったと。
I mean, I don't know, is that a good thing to say?
何それ。
俺が病気になった原因、エリスって子なんだけど、その子に捨てられたと思ってさ。そんな時にサラが好意を寄せてくれたから、とりあえず次に行って前のことは忘れてしまおうとか思ってたんだ。でもそれがうまくいかなくて、自分を守るためにひどいことを言った。サラに対して紳士じゃなかったんだ。だから謝ることはないよ。
あんた変わったね。
そうか。
うん。昔のあんたならたとえ嘘でもそんなこと言わなかった。こんな気安い口調で話したりはしてくれなかったよ。
確かに当時の俺は相手に必要以上に近づかないようにしていた。また同じように傷つけられるのが怖かったから、嫌われたくなかったから。でも今は
自信をもらったんだ。
奥さんに？
そう、俺の病気を献身的に治そうとしてくれたのがシルフィーなんだ。彼女初めてだってのにさ、自分の体だけじゃなくて美薬まで使ってくれて。
それはなんというかすごいね。
Also a little bit TMI.
でもそんなにしてくれた相手なのに2人目も迎えたっていうの？
そう思うよな。ロキシーも同じことをしてくれたんだ。大切な人を失って何もかもが全部どうでもよくなってしまった時、助けてくれたんだ。
そっか。
I mean, granted, no one really knows that he lost his hand, but even that is nothing compared to, you know, losing your dad. And at the same time, finding out your mom is not healthy.
私はできなかったね。多分当時病気のことを知っててもさ、そこかな。私があんたに好きになってもらえなかったのは。
確かにシルフィーもロキシーも俺を好きでいてくれる。でもそれ以上に俺が2人を好きなんだ。サラや他の女性と違いがあるとしたらそこだろ。
あのさ、勘違いしないでよね。私の恋はあの日に終わったの。そりゃ事情も知らずにひどいことを言っちゃったから謝りたいとは思ってたけど、それだけ。今さらよりを戻したいなんてこれっぽっちも思ってないの。だからあんたもあんまり申し訳なさそうな顔しないで。昔の仲間として普通に接してよね。
ああ、わかった。
I mean, resolved pretty quickly, pretty easily. Just having a normal conversation. I mean, there's like, what, a year or so went by? I don't really know how much time. So naturally, time heals all wounds. So it does make sense that she got over it. Also, whenever he lashed out at her, I feel like that would be enough to put like some distance between them and her not being interested in him anymore. Trian? What is that? Easy. No one complimenting our boy for, you know, just one-shotting this thing without incantation with a pretty basic spell. Oh?
アリエル様、またお会いできますか?
As a side note, I don't even know if this is... Was this in the novel? I do not remember any of this.
はい、いつの日か、また。ロキシーお姉様にもっといろんな魔術を教えてもらいたい。
いや、その。
あ、なんだったら私たちのパーティーに入ってください。
ありがたい申し出ですが、今の仕事は充実していますし、夫もいますし。
大丈夫ですって。男なんてちょっとぐらい放置しといても久しぶりにだったらチヤホヤしてくれますから。
アリサ、その辺にしときな。
じゃ、ルーデウス、お別れだね。
ああ、元気でな。
そっちこそ。奥さん二人とも仲がいいみたいだけど、比べちゃダメだからね。
はい、肝に銘じておきます。
よし。じゃあね。
We can only hope that nothing bad happens to her. Again, they did preface that as an adventurer, you never know. It's a dangerous job.
ねえルディ、あのまま別れちゃってよかったの？
どういう意味？
あの子、ルディが昔好きだった子なんでしょ？好
きじゃなかったんだと思う。いろいろとウブだったから少し迷っただけだよ。
そっか。じゃあさ、ルディはどんな子が好きなの？
私も興味あります。
He's married to you two. Oh, what do you mean?
そうだな。どうやら俺は俺の窮地を救ってくれる子を特別に思うらしい。
それって。
ねえルディ、それ僕らが特別だったってこと？
ああ、二人は特別だよ。
Can you get more special than marriage?
俺の窮地を助けてくれる特別な子はそういないよ。だからシルフィーが不安に思う必要はないよ。これ以上妻が増えることはないさ。
Press X to doubt. I mean, Rudy, I don't know. There's still a lot of girls around. And you are not necessarily the guy that is that faithful. Everyone knows that. I mean, we literally started the season with 2 episodes of Aris. Now, we will see how that goes. If Aris is even... I mean, it has to go both ways. Even if Rudy wanted to be together with Aris, which is probably unlikely because of the whole how he felt abandoned by her. Meanwhile, Aris is training to be together with Rudy. However, he has 2 wives, which she probably is not too fond of. So, who knows?
約束する。
Did you not promise last time as well?
でもねルディ、僕はルディが特別だって思える人で、その人もルディを特別だと思えるなら、2人とか3人いてもいいと思うんだ。
特別。
俺は彼女に捨てられた。けど、以前ルイジェルドは言った。きっとそれは勘違いだと。
I mean, the only smart guy around here, I guess.
シルフィー、どうなるかわからないけど、また約束破るかもしれない。
How about you then don't promise? It's not that hard to just not promise something. Say, I take my promise back. I mean, he literally just said, hey, I may break my promise, so I essentially take it back.
いいよ。でもその時はちゃんと僕たちの前に連れてきてね。ルディのことが好きでも何でもないのに妻になろうなんて子はさすがに許さないからね。
ああ、
これは約束して。隠れてこそこそ付き合っていつの間にか子供もできてましたなんてなったらいくら僕でも。
はい。
I mean, there's a little bit of foreshadowing there. Maybe he has enough decency to not do that, but
じゃあルディが次にどんな子を連れてくるか楽しみにしておくね。
I mean, they are not very subtle.
お前らの権威はすでに権勢の域にない。そろそろ儀礼の以来の剣王を決めようと思う。その前に質問だ。光の太刀は剣心流最高の。
So you brought all of these here and you're like, hey, you are all already better than Sword Saints. So it's time to decide one Sword King. Why can't you make them all Sword King?
技。その極意を習得したのに優劣が出やがる。剣聖、剣王、剣帝、剣心。その違いは何だと思う、ジノ。
技以外の足運びの巧みさや筋力、あるいは武器の優劣でしょう。
武器だ
Yeah, weapons, that is... no.
お前何年修行してんだ。
申し訳ありません。
まだガキだからわからねえか。まあいい。わからなくても強えやつは強えからな。よし、じゃあニナ答えてみろ。
It does feel like he's not searching for the right answer because there probably is no right answer. He did say, the stronger stay strong even if you don't know why. Because there is no real... There's nothing you can point to that is going to get you that strong.
じゃあニナ答えてみろ。
欲望ですか。
お前最近なんか色気づいてきたな。
She's your daughter, so...
じゃあお前の欲望ってのはどこまで耐えられる？
耐えるですか。
例えばだ。ジノと結婚するのと剣王になるのとどっちか選べと言われたらどっちを選ぶ？
剣王を選びます。
相変わらず甘っちょれえな。じゃあ
Okay. I mean, we know she... Who? What would Aris answer? I mean, we know she wants to defeat Dragon God. She wants to protect people, essentially. She wants the strength to be able to protect. I feel like she does not care one bit if she's a Sword King or Sword God or whatever.
エリス、お前はどうだ？
覚悟よ。
覚悟？そいつは違うな。
違わないわ。覚悟よ。
じゃあ、剣王にはなれなくてもいいな。
別にどうでもいいわ。
強くなりたいんじゃねえのか？
How is the title making her stronger, though?
ええ、なりたいわ。でも呼び名なんてどうだっていいでしょ。
よし、エリスにニナ。お前たちのうち勝った方を剣王とする。
I mean, again, what benefit is it apart from a title? She's not getting stronger. So, unless there is some kind of benefit involved, maybe getting a better weapon, maybe get some extra training, maybe meeting something else, maybe training more with Sword God, I don't know.
あんたが初めて来た時のことを思い出すわね。
そうね。
今日は私が勝つから。
ルーデウス。
Training, huh? Because we saw at the beginning she was again exuding a lot of bloodlust, letting her instinct take over. talking about Rudy. She now is more relaxed again. I do wonder if she's going to use some magic. Is that allowed? Because she can use magic now. She does have to do incantations, so maybe not the best way to fight in melee, but she does have the ability. This is over in one hit.
いつまでお見合いしてんだ。そこまで。悔しいかニナ。はい。お前はまだ伸びる。精進しろ。
父さん。
見事だエリス。お前に剣王の称号を授けよう。
Phase 4. Of all the titles, this one is weird. Because here, like, another domestic disaster, okay, somewhat personal. We had, the turning points, which are like pinnacle things where it's like, okay, that are not as personal because, most of these titles, more personal idea. Phase 4 is weird. Because it sounds more scientific, maybe. Maybe it has to do with Nanahoshi. Maybe it has to do with Zabrongs. Prince and his research with Cliff. Yeah, that is a weird title. What else? Can't really think about anything else. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if this was in the novel. I read the novel 10 years ago or so, or whenever there was a translation, because side tangents, whenever I read it, translation was out, but like a couple months later, the translation got scrubbed from the internet, and you had to go through websites and find the right translation. But it's a long time since I read the novels. But yeah, we have a nice little dad-daughter moment, which was really nice. Something of... Right, Zenoba was his name. Doesn't matter. That mom has something going on, but she still is not able to talk. But maybe, I mean, she's doing well enough. She's able to do stuff. She's able to walk. She's living. She is doing stuff. We are not able to understand why. That is the only problem. So if we can solve that somehow, that would be nice. And then we get a new quest to defend these two princesses, essentially. We meet Sarah back. We have a little bit fight. We have a one-on-one with Sarah finally. This is one of the last things we probably needed to address for Rudius of his past. This one and Aris. This one addressing, good. We have solved the, not issue, but the relationship. And Aris would be the last thing in Rudius' past, in this life, that is more or less up in the air. So we do need to talk about that at some point. But yeah, we had a nice little conversation. We seem to be on good terms of, you do your thing, I do my thing, you don't have feelings for me, I don't have feelings for you, everything is fine, everything is good. You are alive, you are doing well, I'm alive, I'm doing well. What else can you want in life? Roxy nearly got scouted. We then had a very ominous conversation where Rudy promises not to marry another woman. And Ziffy's like, yeah, X to doubt. And he's like, yeah, you're right. And we essentially jump to Aris. The only thing that Ziffy wants is, hey, if you meet someone, bring her to us. And we, as a council of wives, are going to decide. Don't bring her with a child. That is a little bit too far. Which, now that I think about it, could have happened with Roxy. That would have been okay. We then have Aris fight Nina for the Sword King. Aris wins. And she now is the Sword King. And we have phase 4 next week. I don't know. I know that Mushoku Tensei supposedly is split between this and, like, I believe winter or whatever. Or spring. But it's a little bit too early to have that happening. So I can only assume it is, again, I read the novel, but it's so long ago, I have no idea what happens in these later parts. I only know, like, bits and pieces. So I can only assume it is either Nanahoshi because she's doing the research and maybe she has a breakthrough, or it is about Zenoba and his research. Those are the only two that are somewhat scientific I can see. Yeah, otherwise I have no idea. Very ominous.